to the Gaymazing Race Elimination Station. And as usual, we are very excited and yet also deeply sad to have to welcome one of the teams that we picked to be in the finals, essentially. Glenda and Lumumba, welcome to Elimination Station. We're sorry to have you here, but we're also so deeply excited to meet you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. I don't know whether to say "aw" or "yay" because I'm excited to be on the show, but I'm so sad
that we're on the show. Yeah, like
yeah.
Well, and it's also let's dispense with the thing that you've probably been asked about all day about only the second car accident, I think, in Amazing Race history.
History.
Could you just give us a little bit more context? Because we speculated that, with the tall grasses, you couldn't see the ditches on the side of the road.
That was absolutely the case. So apparently this road that I had directed us down was just 1.5 miles long driveway. And the further we got along the road, the more narrow it became until we started seeing mailboxes. And when we did, it's like, oh, this is the wrong direction. Unfortunately, to the left side, there was a pretty steep, decline. And it was a hill, but it was all covered in brush. You couldn't see any of it. And so I even went back on Google Maps to be like, was it really that bad? It was bad. So, but yeah. And so then I told my wife to let's hightail it back. And that's when the magic started.
Wow. But everybody was okay.
Thankfully, no injuries. We didn't damage the car. A grandma neighbor with a tractor came really quickly to get us out. I've never seen roadside assistance come that quickly in America. So shout out to France and the grandma. Thank you, grandma.
Yeah, people on tractors are A1 in our book.
You didn't know that AAA just needed a tractor option.
Yeah.
Well, so speaking of the race, at the end of the race, the edit made it look like you were so close behind the last team. How far do you think you really were?
I have no idea. We did the best that we could to race efficiently after the car flip. And, everything came in a good, succession. And so we had no idea because we never got to see anyone. So we didn't really have too many more issues after that with directions or with road detours. So, we thought that we were so far behind everybody, and just trying to make up. So yeah, I didn't know.
We definitely didn't know, but we were very focused. Hey, we're not going home. We're like literally from the beginning of that leg to the end, our focus was we're not going home. We're racing to stay in this race. We did not count ourselves out. So I think what you're seeing or what you saw in the episode of us being positive and like pushing forward is because we're like, listen, like if we can at least get back into the race like we did when the grandma came, we're going to give it our all. And you never know, like people have, gotten lost, have, left their clue, all kinds of crazy things. If you are an Amazing Race fan, you never know. So you're not out until Phil says you're out because stranger things have happened. People have lost their passports before, and been out. So it's crazy.
It's really anybody's game.
Yeah, it's very true.
Every leg. And that's one of the reasons why we loved, every leg of it, because it was like a brand new beginning.
Yeah.
Well, Karen and I loved watching you because you had great attitudes the whole time. You had it was like you were like living a gratitude list the whole time you were on the race, and you were like, oh my God, this is amazing. Look at this experience. And you were really supporting each other. So I personally want to know if you have any relationship tips, especially when you're under stress.
Yeah.
And or did you think about any of those things going into it?
Yeah. Did you plan otherwise, in terms of you're branded as the newlyweds, right? Who made this race. So oftentimes when people are newlyweds or newly engaged or what have you, that primes the audience for drama. But that's not what we really got from you. We got, this stop, pause, take a look at this view and support for each other. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, you have to put when you put the 40-year-old adjective in front of newlywed, then it kind of makes a little bit more sense. We're not like the typical 22, 24, 27-year-old. We've kind of had a little bit of time to go through some things to realize that, there's a lot worse things in life than traveling the world with the person that you love for $1 million.
Yeah, it took a long time for us to find each other. And so 20 years, this is my first and only marriage. I walked down the aisle at 41, and I think we are definitely grateful. We've been through bad relationships. Yeah. Lumumba's been married before.
Divorced.
He's divorced. So been through a lot of pain, heartbreak, heartache, and to meet and finally meet your soulmate after so much pain and heartbreak and decades of dating. Yeah. For me, we are so appreciative and so grateful. So I definitely believe you saw that was, and we were authentically ourselves. We were genuine. There's no out here putting on airs for what, right?
The very first thing that we said was, you're going to get us.
Yeah.
That's literally us. And whatever they put on television, we can't say we didn't do it. We did it and we own it. So the good, the bad, the ugly, the things they put in there, the things that don't, we're comfortable in our skin. So that helped a lot.
So do you have any tips for couples either going through stressful situations or going on the race of how to not lose it?
So they basically have to be Glenda and Lumumba, though.
I know.
That's what they're saying. They're saying, take your time.
Well, I will say, can I say this? One of the first things that I learned about my husband is he does not read maps, and he does not have I have the look at a turn by turn on someone's phone. I am getting out and I'm reading a map. And I think one of the first things is your partner may do things differently, but it may not be bad. It's just different. So don't look at how they do things, how they go through challenges. Don't look at it as something bad or deficient. Look at it as it's different, and it actually could be giving you an advantage. But be open-minded is what I would say. Be open-minded about the differences that you and your partner have.
Yeah, well said.
That's a great tip, actually. Look for the outcome, not for the process necessarily, and don't prejudge the process as long as you get the desired outcome. That explains a lot about the relative, kind of piece that you experienced, or at least that we were shown of your run on the race. I can hear there's a train coming by. So I think that one of the questions that we always have for teams is, do you feel pretty isolated when you're running the race, or did you bond with other teams? Is there a particular team on this race that you had a chance to connect with and bond with, and who maybe you've connected with since?
So all of us maintain regular communication on a daily basis. Just to let you know, we text, we message, on a daily basis. My phone may go off in a second. So we do bond. During the show, there are moments when we have time, between races, and also sometimes when one of us is doing a roadblock and the other one is standing on the sideline, to actually talk and to communicate, because we're sharing this experience. We're all under the same pressure, and sometimes it's just the luck of the draw as to when you leave. So it's not really like I'm competing against you. I'm more so competing against doing this the best I can. So there were teams that we bonded with, for example, one of the episodes when we were traveling, as we were traveling to the location in Jordan, in Amman, there was a bus ride where, everyone had a chance to talk. And, I think that's when we really started to connect amongst the people that were already present. And so, so I'm not going to name any names because literally
you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Yeah, exactly.
No, we would name everybody, so.
Yeah.
What do you wish the show had shown about your relationship or the race? Or were there any moments that you wished were on there?
That's a great question. I think I wish they would have shown us when we stopped racing altogether in the mega leg. because I mean, that's really us. I think the edits definitely showed the positivity, which is great because we're positive people, but at the same time, we're a real couple, and real couples argue. We don't see eye to eye. And so I wish they would have shown the conflicts more that we had and how we overcame the conflicts. We literally were on our way in the mega leg to the pit stop. We delivered the beans to the couple by the water. Before we give them the beans, we stopped racing.
I said that I've had it. I said, hold up. I said, before I do, take one more step. We're going to get this together.
Yeah. And then took a breath. We're like, okay, fine. And got it together and got to the pit stop. I wish they would have shown us, because like I know there was a couple or a team that, stopped racing, but they weren't the only ones. So I wish they would have shown that. And then there was, a lot of commentary, I guess you would say, like even at the on the mega leg in Italy when you were doing the chisel challenge. There were so many teams that were kind of sharing, because you got time because you're chiseling, that were sharing dynamics about their relationships, and they were like calling out to the people who were not doing the challenge, and like we're trying to encourage them, and they're talking to the camera and sharing like a little bit more about their relationship and like how the chisel challenge was reflective of the challenges in the relationship. But you come out with such a beautiful sculpture at the end. So I wish they would have captured more of that, because that would have given the audience more insight into the individual like teams and couples.
Well, we don't have much time left, and I'm sure every other group has asked you this, but what's up with Baby Boom Boom?
I know that's our focus, right?
Yes, we're focused on Boom Boom.
We went on. Yeah, go ahead.
No. But what we're doing is we're actually chronicling our baby journey. We have our website, robertsfamily365.com, and we want to share with everyone more of the love that people see. This came from a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. And we really want to help other people to be able to see that, that it's possible for you. And to get some insight as to our steps, our story. Right. And even with Boom Boom, to be coming soon, show them that, listen, some things may arise, but at the end of the day, you just keep your faith, and beautiful things will happen from it. So
our fertility story has been a tough, journey, honestly. So we're chronicling that on robertsfamily365.com and on our YouTube, RobertsFamily365.
Yeah.
Well, that's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that journey with everybody.
Yeah. It's not as, it's hard to be transparent like that when you're talking about something as significant as trying to have a child. But you know what? Why not?
So when you heard us talking about them, it really was our belief and our hope and our faith put on display. Because of the journey being such a tough journey, we're like, you know what? We really have a belief that we're going to be parents, and you know what? We're going to put it out there, put it in the atmosphere.
we're going to be parents.
Put the energy out there and the faith out there. So hopefully anyone else who is having a challenge with starting a family, they can be encouraged.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for that. And thank you for being a mature team on The Amazing Race.